Kamala Harris had 3.5 years to prove herself as vice president to the American people, and instead, she made things worse in every possible way. From mass illegal immigration to skyrocketing inflation, she's done it all wrong. In this video, we're exposing just how bad it's gotten under her watch. And if you stick with me throughout this video, I will probably remind you of some things that Dementia Joe and Kamala did to make our lives miserable. Let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back. So Kamala, you had over 3.5 years as vice president. In those 3.5 years, you destroyed the country. I don't care to hear your bullshit stories about it. You destroyed the country in the time you've been VP. You let in over 18 million illegals into this country because you and Dementia Joe sent for them. You guys not only encouraged them to come in, but you flew planes down to Central and South America to pick them up and bring them here. You then gave these people billions of our tax dollars to aid them while they're here. You paid for expensive hotel rooms. In one instance, you kicked a Korean War vet out of a nursing home to make room for your illegals. You had 3.5 years to convince us that you were looking out for us, and you spent those 3.5 years making just about every facet of our lives miserable beyond comparison to anything in modern day America. And then you had 3 days to apologize for all the really bad, nay, evil things that you did to us, like forcing a vaccine mandate on us for experimental medicine, killing our energy sector to make gasoline out of the normal price range for middle-class Americans, who then had to decide, do they pay for gas to go to work, or do they save up for a kid's vacation that year? There's no option 3. You had 3 days to apologize for bringing in those 18 million paupers and then shoving them into our cities and using up the resources that the people who live in those communities paid for with their tax dollars to house, clothe, and feed your illegals. And all for votes. Don't think that we're falling for your bullshit lines about giving these people a chance at freedom in America. Everyone knows you did it for the votes and that you don't give a rat's ass about them. In fact, if it was known that illegals overwhelmingly voted Republican, you would be catapulting them back across the Rio Grande 24 hours a day. You're not kidding anyone. You had 3 days this week to tell us how you were going to send all those people back to where they came from. You had 3 days to explain to us how you were going to stop the inflation that is killing our country. Inflation that you created with outrageous spending that was designed not to help the American people, but to ensure that you and your party stayed in power. You had 3 days this week to explain to us new policies you are proposing that would turn everything around that you and Joe did to us in these last 3.5 years, and you didn't. You failed. You haven't proposed a single policy that after scrutiny would help a single solitary American from the disaster their life has become thanks to you. Instead, you offer free abortions at the convention and vasectomies. Don't forget the vasectomies, guys. You spent billions of dollars on a proxy war with Russia through Ukraine because the effects of sending those war machine vouchers over to a country that has zero national interest for the U.S. was lining up Democrat campaign coffers with donations from the war machine manufacturers. You spent 3.5 years telling us that everything you politically disagree with was a threat to democracy, yet you became the threat to democracy by crushing our economy, queer theorying our military, and then engaging in lawfare against your political enemies like a fucking communist dictator in one of those countries you brought in 18 million paupers who now think we owe them a living. You had 3 whole days for your party to tell us what you were going to do to make our lives better than what they have become thanks to your policies over the last 3.5 years, and you told us nothing of the sort. Your party spent 3 days complaining about Donald Trump and demonizing him for loving America, the American people, and wanting to do again what he did in his last administration, which was to put America first and to make the lives of the people who make this country work ahead of himself. Trump never even took a salary as president. He donated every check they gave him. Speaker after speaker at your convention told us how Donald Trump is a threat to you and the country and how Trump is the bad guy. And now you motherfuckers want to put him in prison over a trial that is so full of abnormal issues that one of your fucking illegal aliens could figure it out. You took 34 state misdemeanor documents charges that the statute of limitations ran out 6 years prior, and not only revived them, but you magically converted them into federal election law felonies, allowing a state prosecutor to work inside the federal system, something that is not allowed and has never been done before. Then Trump was refused the right to bring in a Federal Elections Commission executive to testify that he broke no federal election laws. And then you scumbags went around insulting Trump at every chance you got that he was a convicted felon of 34 counts. Well, we are going to vote for the convicted felon. Trump didn't need 3 days to tell us how he's going to fix the mess that you guys created. In one day, he told us straight up how he's going to do it. And he gave us a plan to fix the country, while Kamala still has no policies on her website. So you had 3 days to explain to us how you were going to reverse all the shit that you caused, and you didn't say anything of the sort. You just complained about Trump with lie after lie after lie from every speaker at your little convention. The American people do not want another 4 years of your destruction. We are voting for Trump because we're tired of people like you making it so that we can't build a better life for ourselves when you are focused solely on holding on to power. That's the thing about Democrats. No matter what policy they come up with, it's always loaded with stuff that will ensure they stay in power at our expense. People, if you want to save America, vote for Donald Trump and vote Republican straight down the ballot. Because without a Republican Congress, Trump can't fix all the bullshit that Kamala and Dementia Joe have done to us. Let me repeat that. Vote for Donald Trump, but make sure you vote down the ballot for Republicans. Because without a Republican Congress, Trump can't fix all the bullshit that Kamala and Dementia Joe have done to us. And Hakeem Jeffries, the minority leader in the House, has already told us that if they take the House in November, they're going to impeach Donald Trump on day one, and we get nothing but another 4 years of bullshit. All right. Thank you for watching. Subscribe and hit that notification bell if you want to be kept up to date with the truth about what's going on in this country. I'll see you in the next one. Spread the word.
Too many secrets, too many closed doors. We're sick to cover-ups. We're sick of the cover-ups. Want the truth and nothing more. The veil's been lifted, the jig is up. No more drinking the Kool-Aid.